Vanakkam ellarkum. Good morning everyone. I am Jason. I am one of the volunteers of TIC. I'm going to share this session on யுத்தத்திற்கு அப்பால் இலங்கை தமிழ் பேசும் மக்கள் எதிர்கொள்ளும் அரசியல், சமூக, கலாச்சார, பொருளாதார நிலவரங்கள், அவற்றிற்குள் உள்ள சந்தர்ப்பங்களும் தலைகளும், அதற்கு மேல் தமிழ் முஸ்லீம் உறவும் அவர்கள் எதிர்கொள்ளும் முரண்பாடுகளும் இரண்டாவது தலைப்பு. மூன்றாவது, the second heading for the speaker is relationships, conflicts and challenges facing Tamils and Muslims. The third speaker is to speak on human rights defenders in Ilangai, இலங்கையின் மனித உரிமை காவலர்கள் என்ற தலைப்பில் மூன்றாவது. எங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கப்பட்டு உள்ள டைம் 50 minutes. ஸோ என்னுடைய பேச்சாளர்கள் மூவரையும் தயவு செய்து காலத்திற்குள் உங்கள் கடனை முடித்து எனக்கு உதவி செய்யுமாறு கேட்டு, ப்ளீஸ் ஐ பெக் தி ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் டு ஹெல்ப் மீ டு கீப் ஆன் டைம் திஸ் செஷன். அண்ட் ஐ வெல்கம் from Mr. Kader as the first speaker, and I invite all of them to sit here so that we carry on with the session. And Mr. Fauser, come and sit down. And the third speaker is Magala Shanto. So, Mr. Kader, I let you have the platform. Mr. Kader, I have to introduce Mr. Kader. He's a political analyst and a researcher, former Vice President of Sloan Teachers Union and former Secretary General of the UPF. He has authored over 70 books on various issues, trade unionism and Sri Lankan politics on various aspects. So first I let Mr. Kader take the floor. Thank you very much, and please help me at the end of the session as well to keep us on time. Thank you.
நடுவருக்கும் வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Good morning everybody. My name is P.A. Kader. The topic given to me is contemporary world order, geopolitics, changing dynamics, effects on the Tamil speaking people. I have been generously allocated 15 minutes for my speech in English. Yes, it's a challenging. Actually, not for me. I wonder how you all are going to understand my speech. Sometimes it will sound like Greek, sorry for that. In order to get our strategy right, we should have a clear understanding about the changing dynamics of the world politics and the behavior of the regional actors around us. Because we are living in an entirely different world that is so interconnected today. Let us come to the world politics straight away. The world politics has been shaped and led by the United States for over a century. The US is a unique superpower in many aspects. It led and protected the world order it represented, which is the neo-imperialism. Following the World War I, when the capitalist world underwent an unprecedented global depression in 1930s, the US saved the system by introducing the New Deal and Bretton Woods system. Again, when all other Western powers were in ruins at the end of the World War II, it was the US that played the role of the savior through its Marshall Plan. Once again, when the capitalist system was in crisis in 1980s, the US led globalization that saved the day. The US is the only superpower that had absolute hegemony over the entire world for the first time in history, as a sole superpower since the end of the Cold War in 1991. There are many brutal sides to the United States superpower, but due to the time constraint, I am not going to speak about them. Instead, let me ask one important question. How it was possible for the US to dominate the world politics as a sole superpower when there are 8 other nuclear bomb possessing countries around the world? The first time in the history, we are witnessing a world order that has been led by a single superpower. It speaks volume, not about its military might, but about the world order it represents, globalization. It is very simple logic that if the globalization is not acceptable and beneficial to all states and all ruling classes, it would have been impossible for a single superpower to go unchallenged. Interestingly, this is the first time in the history all countries with different systems, socialist, parliamentary democracy, autocracy, monarchy, dictatorship, all are unified and benefited under a single world order, globalization, except two, the laboring people and the oppressed people. Now the situation is changing. Since 1872, from the time the US economy had overtaken the British, the US had been the world's largest economy for the 142 long years until 2014. However, that has come to an end, and China has overtaken the US in the economic front since 2014, according to the IMF. That means world is changing and new powers are emerging. The changing dynamics have opened up a plethora of questions and endless debates. Again, due to time constraint, I prefer to skip them, reserving for the discussion session and move on to Indian Ocean. Because I want to do a favor to my friend Bharathan. I want to take him and throw him into the Indian Ocean. Because, he didn't have a bath for the last couple of weeks. So busy organizing this meeting. Hats off for the job he has done. The strategic importance of the Indian Ocean lays mainly because it is located in Asia, where the epicenter of economic gravity is moving from Atlantic, and the focus of the world attention has turned onto the Indian Ocean region since the end of the Cold War. Even before that, the President of the US, the Nobel laureate Jimmy Carter, issued a warning to the world as far back as in January 1980. He said, "Let our position be absolutely clear. An attempt by any outside force to gain control of the Persian Gulf region will be regarded as an assault on the vital interest of the United States of America, and such an assault will be repelled and by any means necessary, including military force." Why Persian Gulf is so important to the US? The answer is simple: oil. Everything is for oil, and the people are paying in blood for the oil. The US is so concerned about the Gulf because of its dependence on Middle East for oil. It is the Indian Ocean that connects the major petroleum producing region with the major petroleum users around the world. The Indian Ocean is the only warm ocean in the world that allows seaborne transport throughout the year. More than 80% of the world's seaborne trade in oil transits through Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean ports handle about 30% of the global trade, and half of the world's container traffic traverses the Indian Ocean. The world's seaborne trade and the oil transit mainly through three choke points. But it has a major weakness. It is largely an enclosed ocean with few entry points or choke points and vast distance between. The world's seaborne trade and oil transits mainly through three choke points only. They are Strait of Hormuz, Strait of Malacca, Bab el-Mandab Strait. Closure of these three entry points would result in bringing the entire world economy almost to a standstill. Now, two emerging economic powerhouses, India and China, are contending for supremacy over the Indian Ocean. The United States, which was preoccupied with Afghanistan and Iraq wars, now began to refocus on this region, bringing India as a major part of that strategy to play a role to countering the growing influence of China. In short, the growing competition between China and India, the renewed interest of US, adds new dimension to the Indian Ocean geographical significance. This makes the Indian Ocean region as the new world arena of the power politics. In light of the current geopolitical backdrop, Sri Lanka indispensably fall into geopolitical game of the big powers. As over 50% of the container shipment passes just mile away from the southernmost tip of Sri Lanka, its ports can be easily used to control the entire Indian Ocean. In addition, the Trincomalee Natural Harbour makes Sri Lanka an attractive location for big power naval operations. Its strategic locations gain more importance due to another factor, its close proximity to India. As the former Indian National Security Advisor Shankar Menon mentioned recently, in effect, Sri Lanka is an aircraft carrier parked just 14 miles off Indian coast. To put it in simple terms, whoever controls the Indian Ocean will control the world. Whoever controls Sri Lanka will control Indian Ocean. The May 2009 defeat should be viewed in light of this geopolitics. China, its nemesis India and US, regardless of their ideological differences and conflicting interests, all supported Mahinda Rajapaksa to eliminate the LTTE because they all wanted hegemonic peace in the Indian Ocean region to maintain the world order that they are partners. The 30 years of armed struggle of the Tamil people was suppressed with brute force in May 2009. One reason for the defeat was the failure to understand the dynamics of the geopolitics. Now, Sri Lanka government's strategy to counter the war crime allegations against the armed forces is to portray the entire Tamil struggle as terrorism and its action as war against terrorism. We should not forget one thing. Yes, LTT has committed serious crimes, but their crimes are nowhere near to those committed by the state terrorism. It is a historical irony that we, the Tamil people, gained some bargaining power only when they took up arms, and until then, the racist governments have never willing to heed our legitimate demands and genuine grievances. With the suppression of the armed struggle, the bargaining power of the Tamil people has weakened. Now the question, how to mitigate this situation? The January 2015 presidential election and the August 2015 parliament election should be our eye-opener. The Ranil Maitri Chandrika coalition could have not defeated the most powerful and most popular Sinhala leader Mahinda Rajapaksa without the support of the Tamil-speaking people and the civil societies. It underscores the fact that the unity of the Tamil-speaking people, Tamils, Muslim, Malay Tamils, is a force. If we unite with the civil societies among the Sinhalese people, the people's power will be formidable. In addition, Tamil-speaking people have their compatriots living overseas, and over 60 million Tamil people live in Tamil Nadu. Today, the real superpower is not the US or China. It is the people's movement all over the world. We, the Tamil-speaking people, should count on these three forces. We should not focus on our political objectives alone. We should adopt a two-track approach. Our political demands should go side by side with the demands of the welfare of the people. Our minimum political demand should be power sharing on the basis of federalism, transitional justice, demilitarization and civil administration, protection of land and culture from encroachments. The urgent social issues are the resettlement of displaced people, including the Muslims and the Malay Tamil, rebuilding the devastated economy, helping rebuild the life of the widows, orphans and destitutes, providing counseling to the traumatized people and fighting against narcotic drug use. But who will undertake this initiative? In my opinion, the Tamil people should form their own, I'm talking about the local politics. The Tamil people should form their own civil organization at the grassroots level and interact with the trade unions and other mass organizations, even with the government bodies. My recommendations, 3. 1. Along the line of Jewish National Fund, a common trust could be created to encourage and establish Tamil settlements in Tamil areas, including in Malayalam. Number 2, committee of community leaders could be formed of respected people such as religious leaders, retired Gam Sevaka, to address narcotic drug issues, antisocial issues, and to initiate and supervise local development projects in collaboration with local authorities. Finally, 3, encourage formation of civil organizations to involve in empowerment activities and to forge united front with the Tamil-speaking community as a whole and engage with Sinhalese civil societies through issue-based initiatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid, for keeping for the our time schedule. And Mr. Khalid has left with 3 proposals or recommendations for the floor to consider once we reach the discussion session. So now I invite Fawzar Awarale. Fawzar is a political activist and a writer. He's also one of the leading promoter of Muslim-Tamil race relations in the UK. He runs a private bookstore consisting of books on Ilangai, Ceylon, authored by different known and new writers and other progressive international writers on political concerns, with a view to create awareness on national and international issues. Mr. Khalid is going to speak on the relationships, conflicts, and challenges facing Tamils and Muslims. Sorry, Mr. Fawzar.
Thank you, Chairman. My paper is in Tamil. Sorry for any inconvenience. Time is 11:38.
Well done.
தமிழ் முஸ்லிம் உறவும் முரணும் சவால்களும் என்ற தலைப்பில் எனது சில கருத்துக்களையும் சில முன்மொழிவுகளையும் இங்கு வைக்கின்றேன். இலங்கையின் வடக்கு கிழக்கு புவியியல், இனத்துவ, சமூக அரசியல், பண்பாட்டு தளத்தில் தமிழ் முஸ்லிம் மக்களிடையே நிலவும் உறவும் பற்றி நாங்கள் பேசுவதும் அதில் அக்கறை எடுப்பதும் மிக முக்கியமானது. மிக குறிப்பாக இலங்கையில் ஒரு தமிழ் முஸ்லிம்களுக்கு இடையில் ஒரு சமாதானம், பரஸ்பரம் ஒரு புரிந்துணர்வு, ஒரு இணைவு தான் பெருமளவிலான தமிழ் மக்கள் நினைக்கின்ற ஒரு நியாயமான அரசியல் தீர்வுக்கும் ஒரு சமாதானத்திற்கும் வழிவகுக்கும் என்ற ஒரு மிக முக்கியமான உண்மையை நாங்கள் பல சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் கவனத்தில் கொள்ள தவறி இருக்கின்றோம். மிக அடிமட்டத்திலிருந்து இந்த விஷயம் செய்யப்பட வேண்டிய மிக முக்கியமான விடயம். இயக்கம் காட்டுவது போல், போராடுவது போல், அங்கு வாழ்கின்ற மக்களிடையில் ஒரு இணக்கத்தை கொண்டு வருவதும் மிக அடிப்படையானது. இந்த விடயம், இந்த பேசுபொருள் மிக உணர்ச்சி பூர்வமானது. அதேவேளை யார் பேசுகின்றார்களோ அந்த பக்கத்தில், அல்லது அந்த விஷயத்தை யார் எடுக்கின்றார்களோ அந்த பக்கத்தில் மிகவும் அதிக ஒரு தற்சார்பு நிலையை கொண்ட விஷயமாகவும் இது மாற்றமடைந்து வந்திருக்கிறதை நாங்கள் காண்கின்றோம். மிக பேசப்படாத அல்லது பேச மறுக்கப்படுகின்ற இந்த விஷயத்தை ஒரு முக்கிய பேசுபொருளாக எடுத்து கலந்துரையாடலுக்கும் அங்கு வாழும் மக்களிடையில் இவ்விடயத்தில் அக்கறையும் ஈடுபாடும் கொண்ட சமூக ஜனநாயக பிரிவினரையும் ஒரு வேலை திட்டமாக முன்னெடுக்க வேண்டும் என நினைக்கின்ற